Hello and welcome to Tarotspeaks. This is your general self-love reading for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. We're going to start with our overall energies. We're going to look at our thoughts, our communications, what's in our heart space, what's coming into us as far as what the world is presenting to us, what's going out as far as what we're presenting to the world. What past situations we have been through that can either change our course or move us forward, and what will help us move forward. Now, we're going to start with our overall energies, which is responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Responsibility. We're taking responsibility for our thinking, what we think about ourselves, what we think about the situation we are in, understanding that our thoughts create our reality, and we must do our part to be responsible for how we are thinking of ourselves and others. Now, in our thoughts, we have action. You have the courage to express the unique colors of your soul. So in your thoughts, you may be thinking about what direction you want to take next. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to manifest? What actions must be taken in order to complete your goals? In your communication sector, we have cause and effect. You are aware of the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of results. So, with cause and effect, this is about understanding that our thoughts affect the outcomes in which we communicate. So whatever we think, we speak, and that can either affect things in a good way or in a bad way. Moving on, we have in our heart space willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Willingness. What are you willing to compromise in terms of love? Who are you willing to compromise with? What we have coming in is detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So letting go of negativity, letting go of negative emotions, negative people, situations. What we're showing the world, we have discernment. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. So, using our intuition in terms of what we will tolerate, what we won't tolerate in our lives, what we want to bring in, and what we want to give out to other people. Using discernment in terms of what we want to offer others as well. In our past position, or what we may have learned in the past, we have transformation. You use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness, transforming our thinking, transforming the way we feel about certain situations. The past may have taught us how to transform our thought patterns, see people in a different way, see ourselves in a different way. What's going to move us forward? Gratitude. You fully appreciate the valuable lessons that life lovingly presents to you, being grateful for the joys as well as the pains that we've experienced thus far, moving towards our future. That's what's going to help us in terms of how we manifest the things that we want. Being grateful for what we've learned thus far, being grateful for what we've lost, being grateful for what we have right now. So overall, we must take responsibility for our thought processes, how we feel about certain situations. If we think that we're not going to have love, if we think that we don't deserve love, we won't get it. If we think that we can't do something, then we can't do it, because we are setting the intention that we aren't able to accomplish certain things. So what actions do we need to take mentally in terms of what we want to accomplish in love. And this is about the self. So, what self-affirming things are we thinking about that'll help us move forward? With cause and effect in our communication sector, we have to understand that negativity, whether it comes from ourselves or others, can bring us down, can bring our situations down. We must understand that the words that we speak, the things we say to ourselves, the things we say to other people become manifest. So if we feel like we're not going to have something, like I said before, we won't have it. We have to be willing in our heart space to compromise with ourselves and say, okay, it may not be happening now, but this is what I want to happen. And we have to believe that within our heart space, be willing to believe in ourselves. In terms of what we're bringing in, we have detachment, letting go of unwanted energies, unwanted thinking, unwanted situations, moving forward. We have discernment. Now I'm going to pick some more cards from the Art of Tarot as clarifiers. But with discernment, we have needing to understand what illusions we've created for ourselves in thinking that we can't have something, or that we can't do something, or that we're not able to manifest what we want. What thoughts that we continuously have that stop our growth, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. Sometimes the things that you think, you may not realize that they're subconsciously affecting your actions. So what we must do, and what we must learn from our past thoughts, and what we must learn from what we've experienced in the past, is how to transform our old way of thinking, our old way of doing, into something new. Come out of the illusion of what we can't do and start creating the illusions, or not the illusions, start creating the situations for ourselves to push us forward. With gratitude, being thankful for what we've lost, being thankful for what we've gained, being thankful for what we've learned. In terms of action, once again, action says, you have the courage to express unique, loving colors of your soul. So, what actions must you take to show your uniqueness, to show that you are willing to move forward? This is in your thoughts. What are you thinking about? What is it that you want? What actions do you want to take that will propel you forward and that's best for yourself in love? And with that, we have the Page of Pentacles. So you may be contemplating on whether we want to give an offer to someone. This is a stable offer, though it is in its immature stage, or it's in its beginning stages. So there may be some actions we want to take in business, or with the Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo reading. So these are actions you want to take that's going to better yourself. Now you may also be dealing with a younger earth sign and deciding what actions you want to take. Has there been some gains, some successes in your relationships to yourself or with your significant other? And you're thinking about this. You're thinking about what it is you want to do moving forward. In terms of cause and effect, cause and effect says you are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation for your results. So what we speak become manifest, what we speak to ourselves, what we tell ourselves on a regular basis. What we say to other people determines whether or not those people are going to, follow suit with us or go in a different direction. We must understand that our words cause some sort of action to transpire. And with that, we have High Priestess, using your intuition before speaking. So learning what it is, or learning how to communicate in a way that brings balance, that brings prosperity, that brings a sense of wisdom to ourselves and to other people. In terms of our heart space, we have willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. What is it that you're willing to compromise on in order to receive the love that you want from yourself, from people around you? What is in your heart that you are willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to contribute to? And with that, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is about stability, control. The Emperor can also be a husband figure. He is willing. Okay, this is willingness. You're willing to bring stability into a situation. You're willing to bring some order to situations where there may have been some disorder. You're using your communications and trying to be smart about what you say, about what you do moving forward. Taking responsibility for your actions, taking responsibility for your thoughts, taking responsibility for your words in terms of how you want to move forward. And with detachment, we're letting go of negativity, negative people, negative situations. Now, we may have to detach from some people who come in and offer us things that aren't in alignment with what we want. So we're learning what old ways no longer serve us, what old thought patterns, what old beliefs no longer serve us. And we're detaching from those things. And with that, we have the Three of Swords. So anything that has brought us pain and heartache and disappointment, we are willing and now ready to detach from those old ways, those old feelings, those old thoughts. The Three of Swords is about the thoughts. It's also about heartache, pain, things that have happened that have caused disappointment. So we're willing to detach from anything that causes us disappointment at this time. Now, with discernment, this is how the world views you. This is what you're showing people. You're showing others that you have the ability to come out of this illusion of, not being deserving of the love that you want. Discerning what it is that is right for yourself. Other people can see that you are no longer stuck in a situation or stuck in your thoughts. Discernment. You are developing skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. So this is about understanding when someone isn't being honest, when you aren't being honest with yourself. This reading is about self-love. So this is discerning what illusions have you built up within yourself that you need to detach from? Has it the illusion that you can't have something or that you will never have something? Understanding that those thoughts and those words create your reality, and you have to take responsibility for that. So just as much as you speak negative things to yourself, you must eliminate that and speak positivity so that you can have what it is you think you can't have. So you have to change your mind, change your thinking, be discerning as to what you let in and what you give to other people as well. With that, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So like I said, if there's some untruths or something that you are unsure about, something you don't have the truth in regards to, use your discernment, use your intuition. You do have the High Priestess here. So you're being asked to use your intuition when you are communicating with someone trying to gain the truth. In order to read between the lines is what I hear. Read between the lines of what someone says. Understand that what you say can affect the situation either in a positive way or in a negative way. Other people may see you as not being completely honest about something. You may also view others as not being honest as well. In terms of what in the past may be either holding us back or what we have learned from the past, and we have transformation. You use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness, being aware that you may not have all the information. You may not have the right information. And you need to transform your thoughts into a place of trying to, like I said, read between the lines, gain more information about what has happened thus far, and transform your situations in ways in which suit you better. So take responsibility for your actions as well as evaluating the actions of others. This all has to do with loving yourself in a way where you will no longer continue in situations where you are being deceptive to others or others are being deceptive to you, and discerning what's the right and good thing to do. With that, we have the King of Swords. King of Swords uses logic. He is very blunt and straight to the point. And you may need to be that way in order to transform situations, to cut through the lies, to cut through the illusions that have been set before you. Moving forward, we have gratitude. Gratitude will help us move forward, being grateful for the lessons we have learned in regards to others, in regards to ourselves, understanding how our words and our thoughts have manifested things into the present. Being grateful for this experience, being grateful for the not so good experiences as well as the good experiences, so that we are now able to detach from anything that no longer serves us. This is all about taking responsibility. And if others aren't willing to take the responsibility for their part, at least you are willing to take responsibility for your part in the deception, whether you deceived yourself by believing someone, or taking responsibility for the words you spoke that caused others to feel like they had to be deceptive with you, or the actions you took, but willing to be open to rebuilding or creating a structure for yourself in your heart, rebuilding the way you speak. Rebuilding the way you speak to yourself, being willing to be open and compromise with what it is that you want. If something hasn't worked thus far, it's time to make those compromises so that you can transform things in a more healthier way. One where there's less deception, one where you don't put yourself in situations where you end up heartbroken. So now is the time to take responsibility and understand that me participating in situations that are not good for me, the effects is heartbreak for me, even when I knew, or when I needed to use my intuition and did not, is what I'm getting. Now it's time to bring a structure to a situation. Now it's trying to bring order to situations. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's someone deceived you. And now it's time for you to bring some order to a situation so that that deception doesn't happen again. With gratitude, be grateful for what you've learned thus far. And with that, we have death. This is about transformation, growth, ending some old cycles, letting some things go. Old things pass away so that new things can begin. Being grateful for the past, being grateful for those endings that had to happen because they were heartbreaking. Being clear that you want order in your life, being clear what you want to manifest, what actions you want to take moving forward, taking responsibility for your part in allowing people in and taking responsibility for allowing yourself to think that either you weren't good enough for something better or whatever it may have been. It's time to take responsibility, to come out of the illusion, to come out of fear, to come out of the fear of feeling like you have to be stuck in situations that no longer serve you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, not making hasty decisions, taking responsibility and not making those hasty decisions. The Knight of Swords, he upright makes hasty decisions without thinking, without first going within himself to contemplate what it is he wants to do. Out of fear, sometimes we may rush into things thinking we may lose an opportunity. But you're being asked to take responsibility for yourself. Come out of that illusion. Understand that you can take the time and transform situations if you are mentally clear. Don't deceive yourself. Use your discernment in terms of how you interact with others, how others are interacting with you, what has caused you heartbreak thus far, what can you believe in terms of other people and in terms of yourself. So when I say that, I'm thinking this, if you're giving an offer from a person who has shown you that they're not trustworthy, it is up to you to decide whether to allow this person to come back or the situation to come back into your life and disrupt the order that you've created for yourself, or take responsibility and understand that either this person isn't willing to change, or understand that now you have the information that you can change a situation. You do not have to allow people into your life or into your situations that don't promote growth, that don't promote change. Be grateful that you are able to discern the truth from a lie. Be grateful that now you are willing to compromise only if the end result suits and goes along with, or if the puzzle pieces fit into the order you've created within yourself. Action is needed during this time to determine where you are going to offer your love, if you are going to offer it. Maybe it's not time to make any offers. Maybe it's time to use your intuition, learn more about what you want, be able to uplift yourself to a place where what I'm getting is use your intuition and really contemplate and learn how your communications with yourself draws in what it is you've been saying to yourself. So if you've been saying, oh, this is never going to work, if you've been saying, these people lied to me, this is this is hurting me, this is this and this is that, but it's like if you change your thought processes to a place of I have and I am and I want and I have abundance, I have wealth, I have used positive affirmations to transform your situation. With the Emperor being here, I feel like this needs to be something that is done on a regular basis until you see what you want manifested. Don't allow yourself to sit in an illusion of feeling like you don't deserve something or you'll never have something or someone. You may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or an Aries. But we're talking about the self, how we speak to ourselves, how we speak to our situation. What have we learned to do differently this time around? so that the actions we take reflect our thoughts. Are we grateful for what we've learned in the past, or do we ignore what we learned in the past and go back into situations that no longer serve us? Have we learned to detach from heartbreaking situations? Have we learned not to buy into the illusions of others? Making rash decisions and not taking responsibility when the outcome is heartbreak. I'm going to choose 3 cards, one for Capricorn, one for Taurus, and one for Virgo from the Wisdom Chakra Oracle deck. But overall, you're being asked to evaluate your thoughts. What do you want to draw into yourself? Whether this is in business, relationships, or life in general. How you speak to yourself is a reflection of your love for yourself. What you go after, what is that where the mind goes, the energy flows. So this is regardless of what you thought you were doing, how you thought you felt about yourself, what you are saying to yourself or what you are saying to other people is going to be reflected in your outcomes. So this is a time you may have to detach from certain individuals where there has been lies, whether you deceive someone else or someone has deceived you. But it's time to take responsibility for your own actions, your own thoughts. Not blaming the other person, but being grounded and stable and willing to make the changes necessary to bring order to your own life, to bring order within yourself, to learn the lessons necessary to affect the change, to make the changes that you want to have. Capricorn. Show me the messages for Capricorn for March 2018 for self-love for Capricorn. 2018. Self-love for Capricorn, 2018. We have release. Understanding you are stronger than you think you are. Understanding that this storm will pass. Whatever the storm is for you. Within your thought processes, within your physical life, releasing those anxieties, releasing those negative thought processes, releasing those negative people and situations, and understanding that you are stronger than you think and that you can let go of situations that no longer serve you. In terms of Taurus for March 2018. Taurus, general self-love for Taurus for March 2018. We have perfection. Perfection, as I always say, is about not putting too much stress on yourself or other people, understanding that you are perfect the way you are. You do not need to change or be so perfect. With this card, they explain that raspberries grow perfectly. They don't need makeup. They don't need to dress themselves up to be beautiful. They are born that way. So understand that if you are speaking to yourself negatively, if there are some opportunities you want to take but you're unsure of, understand you are worthy of those opportunities. Understand that you are worthy of something better if what you have to detach from is not good for you. You must release it as well, Taurus. Virgo for March 2018. Virgo, March 2018. Virgo, March 2018. Self-love general reading from Virgo What is your advice for Virgo? Workaholic. Okay, Virgo. We do have the Page of Pentacles here. That is about work. The Emperor is about stability. The King of Swords is about being blunt and being, using your brain power. So with Workaholic, you're being asked to understand that you can't just work and have no play. Understand that you don't have to have such a structure to where you're not enjoying what you're doing. Put a little fun into your life, Virgo. Be willing to transform this rigid attitude, this rigidness, and not to a point where you buy into illusions and things of that nature, but just to a point where you're enjoying yourself. Throughout any situation, make sure you're enjoying yourself. You're enjoying the journey. You're grateful for what you have now. You're grateful for what you've experienced thus far. For earth signs, you're being asked to release the anxiety. Understand you are worthy. And enjoy the process of growth that you are experiencing now. And with that, at the bottom of the deck, we have recovery. Recovery is about allowing spirit to work with you. See, we have the High Priestess. This is about secrets, about higher learning. So with recovery, release, perfection, and workaholic, they're asking you to allow for yourself to be open to the messages that you receive in terms of what either other people bring to you. Release the anxiety of thinking you have to be a certain way or do a certain thing, putting expectations on yourself that are not conducive to your growth, putting expectations on other people. Detach from the negativity. You don't have to be perfect. Other people don't have to be perfect, but you do have to come to a mental place where you are wanting to grow. You want stability. You want love. We want wealth. We want health. We want prosperity. I have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo has wealth, has prosperity, has love, has joy, has peace, has the stability and the groundedness and the mental capacity to work through these issues or any issues that may arise. Take responsibility, earth signs. Release those negative thoughts. Understand you are stronger than you think you are, and you can come out of situations that no longer serve you. I hope these messages were helpful to you. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know how you feel about the video. Thank you so much for watching.